All right, I hope everybody can hear me. This obviously different circumstances, but I do want to thank our fans for coming out. I mean that was a real game, as real as it can be. With that many people in the stands, but we could feel them. They were loud. The student section was great. Again, thank you to CDC and his game ops crew, Chris Delcani, to put this thing together and have it go off the way that it did, and have a little bit of normalcy. Was really, really cool. And then I do want to thank all of the fans that bought the cardboard cutouts. I think that was a really, really neat touch to look in the stands and at least somewhat feel full and supported by our fan base. And then last but not least, I mean, I'm really proud of our players. Really, really proud. We've won some games around here. We've all won games in the past, but this one's special. To do it the way that we did it, to do it overcoming the things that we overcame in the last 6 months. We had 0 COVID issues leading up to this game. Knock on wood. Hopefully it stays that way. But, just really, really proud of the way that our team handled their business leading up to the game, and then obviously the way that they came out, exerted their will, and played really, really well, especially to start the game. Quick injury update. Jordan Whittington's being evaluated for a knee injury. Don't know the severity right now. He'll have x-rays were normal, but we'll have an MRI on that tomorrow. And then Josh Thompson had a pretty nasty laceration on his ear that needed to get stitched up pretty good, so they took him to the hospital. But I would imagine with stitches in your ear, it shouldn't keep him out very long. Questions? I can't. Hang on, Bob. I cannot hear you. Try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. You mentioned a couple weeks ago Jake and Jordan were the two guys that really impressed you, both wide receiver. You didn't have Jake. Jordan only played a half because of the injury. Did you believe you'd be able to spread the ball around the way you did tonight? And is that kind of your expectation going forward? Or how do you want that wide receiver room to play out?
Yeah, I think spreading the wealth is probably going to be a common theme throughout the season. We don't have a guy like Devin Duvernay right now, but we've got a few guys that are plenty good enough to make a difference in a game. I thought Mike and the offensive staff had a really good plan. We were fairly inconsistent at wide receiver heading into the game throughout training camp, and we wanted to make a point to get the ball to them early and often, get them some confidence, find out who's made of what, and was really, really proud of the way that unit stepped up.
Sure, go ahead. Tom, all those receivers, were you most impressed with the yards after their catch and just some of the athleticism they show, like Brennan and Marcus on their touchdown?
Not really. I mean, I think, we've seen that kind of athleticism in practice. We've seen it with some of those veteran guys that you named, Brennan and Marcus, in games. So, that wasn't a surprise, which was your question, but I am proud to see it show up in a game.
Coach, dominant performance from start to finish, 689 total yards of offense. Just your overall impressions of some of the new wrinkles that you guys put in from the offensive and defensive perspective. Like, just give me some of your thoughts on what you thought and what you liked.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan was to come in and throw it around a little bit early, again, to establish some confidence and some rhythm with our inexperienced wide receivers. And, I think although we didn't rush for a ton of yards, I think our average yards per carry was pretty good as well. So, we attempted 40-something passes, gave up no sacks, had 0 turnovers. So, I thought our tempo was really, really good on offense. I think Mike did a good job of keeping the defense on its heels with run pass as well as tempo versus not tempo. Was proud of the way, especially in the first half, that we converted third down, scored in the red zone. I think, when we had the starters in there, I don't believe we punted. Maybe the first drive of the second half. But in the first half, we didn't punt. The only drive we didn't score points on, we missed a field goal. And so that side of the ball was I was really happy with how things had worked out. And then defensively, again, this is brand new for our defense. And to have it be brand new with new coaches, new scheme, and no spring ball, no real offseason, to go out there. We had guys playing in different positions than what they normally or what they had in the past. And to go out there and be as dominant as they were, to tackle as well as they did, to play the ball for the most part in the air, in the throw game as well as they did, I was very, very pleased.
John, go ahead. Coach, you talk about how special this one is. What was the feeling like running out onto the field, and did you get that feeling of normalcy as the game progressed? Did you just feel like it was just a regular old football game?
I really did. And even running out. I mean, we had smoke, we had fans, we were cheering, we had music, the whole nine. So it felt really, really normal as it could be. I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing different about this game was coaches were wearing masks and there weren't a whole lot of people in the stands. But beyond that, again, hats off to the game ops crew and Chris Delconte and his staff for really doing a great job of making it feel normal from a game operation standpoint.
Brian, you got a question? Tom, kind of along those lines, just do you think today was cathartic in a lot of ways for everybody associated with this program? Good to see game day, good to see Big 12 teams playing, and just talk some more about how psychologically everyone needed this.
We did, and yeah, it was cathartic, very, very much so. I think for 4, 5, 6 hours, even really at the hotel, so almost 24 hours. I mean, the hotel setup was bizarre to begin with. We couldn't eat a meal together like we normally do. Dinner last night or any of our meals today, guys had to get their meal and take it up to their room, which is certainly out of the ordinary for us. And we had every player in his own room with no roommate, which made bed check last night take forever. I can be honest with you, but no. And then to be able to kick the ball off and have everything go so smoothly and normally, I think it gave everybody involved, not just the players, the coaches, the staff, support staff, our fans, a sense of, hey, we can do this, and we've got to stay diligent. Our guys have done a yeoman's work in terms of their diligence in their COVID-19 protocols and precautions that they've been taking, and it's going to, we can't let up after one game. We've got to make sure that this is the norm, and that as many people, if not all of them, are able to suit up each and every week.
Jeff, you're up. Hey, Tom, I don't know how many young guys you played. I don't have the
A lot.
sheet in front of me. As the game went on, did that process of getting some of those freshman newcomers, did that go kind of how you planned on it?
Almost exactly. Yeah. To play the starters for a series in the third quarter, just so they could get used to a halftime, coming out of halftime, implementing some of the adjustments that we had made at halftime, and then to start rolling in some of the key backups, and then obviously there towards the end to get some of the down the line guys some experience. But we're going to need that. That experience in the second half for some of these young guys is going to prove to be invaluable as we head to this, head through the season. And, we're going to have a lot of bumps in the road along the way. And it's adapt and overcome. But anytime you have a chance to get these guys in and get game experience, they're going to be better off because of it.
Got time for a couple last ones. Setter, go ahead.
Hey, Tom, you spoke earlier about exerting your will in this game. A couple of Big 12 teams got beat to start the day, and not a great day for the conference. But how important was it for you guys to send that message early on that there weren't going to be any upset shenanigans at DKR?
Well, I told the guys, as difficult as it is to play a 7 p.m. kickoff because of how late we get out of here, the good thing is we've got an opportunity to learn from some other people's mistakes. And, you saw one game with 3 turnovers and 2 special teams touchdowns given up. You saw, other teams, get doubled up in the run game and things like that. And I think it was a good eye-opener. I'm not saying that the outcome would have been any different had we kicked off first or kicked off before those games, but having an opportunity to see the outcomes of those games prior to us playing, I think was definitely a shot in the arm to our guys. Like, hey, what coach has been talking about all week is probably pretty accurate. We better bring our A game and better bring it early, and our guys, rose to the challenge.
Got time for a couple last ones. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Tom, you touched on this a second ago, but given the big win, there might be a tendency to go celebrating. But do you literally have to send your guys out with a "don't screw this up" message going forward?
Yeah, we just told them. We gave them a weekend off. When was that? A couple weeks ago. We gave them 5 days off prior to training camp. So these guys know what to do. But it's a constant reminder, Jim. And, something, again, you cannot coach and remind enough that being diligent up to game 1 is not enough. We've got to be diligent all the way through January, and that's going to be hard. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be trying, taxing, and inconvenient, all of those things. But we also talk about the price of a championship, and there's one every year, and they raised the price this year. And the price is you got to do things that nobody else in the country has to do in terms of your diligence and attention to detail. To make sure that you're keeping yourself and your teammates safe and out of harm's way. And up until this point, we have. And I don't expect it to be any different tonight or tomorrow.
Last one. Go ahead, Chip.
Can you talk about the play of Josh Thompson tonight and what you saw from him throughout camp, and then also the start from Court Jaquez at middle linebacker?
Yeah, Court's been playing great and deserved to start this game. We knew we were going to roll a lot of guys in, and that was an opportunity that he earned. And then, what was your first question? Yeah, Josh. Josh is, again, he's on our leadership council. Everybody looks up to him. He handles his business like a pro. He's very, very mature. The young kids really gravitate towards him because he's got an easy way about him where he can speak to a young guy very seriously, very poignantly, but not demeaningly and not condescendingly. And it's fun to watch him lead. And then obviously you got to play well to be a good leader. And he came out tonight. We'd seen that throughout training camp, and he did a heck of a job. And everybody wants to talk about the interception. I mean, that was a heck of a play, and we needed it. But he played the entire, or while he was in, played the game, not just that one play, but every play that he was in, played it really, really well. All right, thanks, guys. Hook 'em.